Entities of Level 94, a steady and animated hostility. Level 94 is an environment of surreal whimsy turned lethal, populated by entities that mimic or exploit its handcrafted, stop-motion aesthetic. These beings are not random intrusions, they are woven into the fabric of the level itself, appearing as though scripted to perform roles in a twisted animated play. Though some appear benign at first, most represent serious threats, especially during the level's dangerous nocturnal phase. The animations. The primary native entities of Level 94, the animations, appear only at night and are hostile by default. They resemble humanoid puppets or cartoon-like figures brought to life with jerky, stop-motion movements. Their appearance is intentionally stylized to match the 1930s cartoon aesthetic, exaggerated limbs, painted-on facial features, and rubbery bodies that bend in unnatural ways. Animations patrol the town in groups or pairs, often repeating mechanical behaviors like sweeping sidewalks, delivering imaginary newspapers, or waving at invisible neighbors. These routines break the moment a wanderer is spotted, at which point the animation's head will slowly rotate to lock eyes, and it will lurch into a full sprint. Their movements speed up alarmingly once they begin pursuit, despite retaining their uncanny, stuttering animation cycles. Their intelligence is limited, but they exhibit pack behavior, surrounding and trapping targets rather than attacking alone. If a wanderer is caught, the animation may perform a mock skit, miming violence in cartoonish fashion, before inflicting real harm. The violence is exaggerated and theatrical, but lethal nonetheless. Survivors of such encounters have reported visual hallucinations and auditory anomalies for days after, suggesting mimetic effects from direct exposure. The Robomen. In the castle of Transparent Mountain, wanderers may encounter the Robomen, sentries modeled after wind-up robot toys from the 1930s and 40s. These entities are metallic, boxy, and covered in dials, gears, and blinking lights. Their movement is characterized by stiff-legged marching and mechanical whirring sounds, which echo loudly in the castle's halls. Unlike the animations, Robomen do not patrol the town and are limited to guarding key areas within the castle, especially the animation studio, throne room, and the funhouse segments. They do not attack on sight, but will enter a hostile state if they observe interaction with castle objects, disruption of the castle's layout, or perceived tampering with the environment. When engaged, Robomen emit high-pitched alarm sounds and deploy built-in weaponry, which can include crushing pincers, taser-like electric discharges, or extendable arms. Curiously, they seem programmed with a set of rules they are bound to, a nod to narrative logic rather than strategy. Some wanderers have reported avoiding confrontation by acting out comedic or exaggerated innocent routines, tricking the Robomen into standing down. These reports remain unconfirmed. The Animated King. Ruling over the castle is a singular, dominant entity known as the Animated King. He appears as a regal humanoid figure clad in stitched-together robes, his face an eerie porcelain mask painted with a frozen, joyful smile. His crown is oversized, golden, and clearly made of papier-mâché. He speaks with a booming, distorted voice, a mixture of laughter and static. The Animated King is not immediately hostile. He often greets wanderers with grandiose gestures and invites them to his throne room, referring to them as new actors. However, his hospitality conceals a dangerous agenda. He possesses a psychological influence over those in his presence, subtly encouraging submission and compliance. Those who resist are subjected to the trial of the screen, a theatrical hallucination in which the wanderer is forced to confront animated caricatures of their worst fears or memories. Those who fail the trial vanish, presumably absorbed into the cast of animations. Those who succeed are blinded by a burst of bright light and later awaken somewhere else on the level, or in a different level entirely, often with partial amnesia. It is believed the animated king curates level 94's events like a stage director, organizing performances, editing scenes, and punishing improvisation. His motives remain unknown, but he exhibits a desire for perfect entertainment, and he views wanderers as performers rather than trespassers. Mimetic variants, the adapted death rats. One of the most unusual examples of entity adaptation in level 94 is the death rats. Traditionally known to be vicious and malformed creatures in other levels, in level 94 they have visibly changed to suit the environment. Here, they appear as stop-motion rats, smoother, with exaggerated animated features like oversized ears and expressive eyes. This adaptation appears to be a form of camouflage. Animations typically attack any creature or person that does not resemble a stop-motion entity, but the death rats have successfully integrated by mimicking the local style. This makes them one of the few entities capable of coexisting, albeit tenuously, with the hostile native species. Despite their harmless appearance, these death rats retain their aggressive tendencies and are known to scavenge or bite when provoked. However, their intelligence is such that they seem to understand when to avoid drawing attention from other entities. Other entities at night. Level 94 becomes a convergence zone for multiple hostile entities after sundown. Confirmed appearances include smilers, drawn to wanderers who remain in poorly lit houses or alleys. Their grins appear as exaggerated cartoon mouths. Skin stealers, disguised as mailmen or housewives in stylized, rubbery skins. They lure wanderers into false security before attacking. Male death moths, often seen circling street lamps. They are docile unless disturbed but may trigger animation attacks by attracting attention. Hounds, mutated into wolf-like figures with stitched mouths and exaggerated paws, resembling cartoon villains. Each of these non-native entities seems to undergo minor cosmetic changes to blend with level 94's aesthetic. However, their behavior remains consistent with other levels. Conclusion. Level 94's entities are not merely threats, they are performers in an endless, nightmarish play, bound by rules not of nature but of narrative. Understanding their roles, behaviors, and cues is crucial to surviving in this level. Interactions here are governed not by survival instinct alone, but by one's ability to navigate a distorted performance of life, danger, and entertainment.